The sun was dipping low over the rolling hills of Willow Creek, Tennessee, on a crisp October evening in 2023, painting the sky in shades of burnt orange and deep indigo. I was slouched in my old oak rocker on the porch, the familiar creak of the wood under me blending with the scent of pine and damp earth. My hands were busy polishing a worn rifle stock, the smell of gun oil sharp and grounding. Inside, my wife, Clara, was clattering dishes in the kitchen, humming an old country tune that floated out through the screen door. Then it happened to flicker in the porch light, a quick stutter like the house was catching its breath. I paused, rag in hand, and waited. It came again, longer this time, the bulb buzzing before settling. Clara's humming stopped. She appeared in the doorway, dish towel in hand, her hazel eyes meeting mine. "You feel that, Tom?" she asked, her voice steady but curious. I nodded. We didn't need many words after 32 years together. A glance was enough. Hers said, "What's going on?" Mine answered, "I'm gonna find out." I pulled on my boots, the leather cracked but molded to my feet, and grabbed the heavy flashlight Clara handed me without a word. She's like that, always knows what I need before I ask. Outside, the air was cool, crickets just starting their nightly chorus. I swept the flashlight beam across our 2 acres, the beam slicing through the twilight. The utility pole by the dirt road looked finny, no sparks, no smoke. I followed the power line's path to our meter box, bolted to the side of our cedar-sided cabin. The hum was steady, the little lead seal from the power company glinting in the light, untouched. A promise nobody had messed with it. I trusted that seal, but something was off. I traced the underground conduit, my boots crunching on dry grass, until I hit the edge of our property, marked by a split-rail fence. There, about 8 feet from the boundary, I saw a fresh trench, maybe 6 inches wide, the dirt dark and loose, the sod slapped back on like a bad toupee. My gut tightened, not with anger yet, but with a cold certainty. This wasn't a gopher or a storm. This was deliberate. The trench ran straight from my power line, under the fence, into the common land owned by the Willow Creek Homeowners Association, and toward the glowing mansion of our neighbor, Evelyn Harper. Her place was lit up like a Christmas tree, floodlights, garden lanterns, the works. Evelyn, the HOA president, loved her rules. She'd once fined old Mr. Jenkins for his mailbox being too rustic. Her lights didn't flicker. Mine did. I crouched, ran my hand over the soft dirt. Done today, I figured, maybe hours ago. The line snaked right to her pristine rose beds. I switched off the flashlight and stood in the dark, letting my eyes adjust. My cabin glowed warm and honest. Evelyn's house blazed, cold and showy. Some of that light, I knew, was mine, siphoned from my land, my sweat, my bill. The crickets seemed louder, the night sharper. This wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. Someone had dug into my life to take what wasn't theirs. Back inside, Clara read my face. "Get your phone," I said, low and steady. "Start recording. We document everything." She nodded, her jaw set, and grabbed her phone. First, I hit the garage, flipping the main breaker to kill the house's pulse. The fridge went silent, the clock's dark. I snapped a heavy padlock on the breaker. Nobody was turning it back on but me. Clara filmed, the red light steady. Main breaker locked. 8:15 p.m., October 12th, 2023, I said, shining the flashlight on the lock. Next, I swapped out every outdoor outlet cover for lockable ones, snapping padlocks on each. All exterior outlets secured, I told the camera. We were building a case, brick by brick. At the kitchen table, lit only by our phones, I called the power company's theft line. A calm woman answered. I gave her the facts, my name, Tom Grayson, the flickering lights, the trench to Evelyn's property. "Have you confronted your neighbor, sir?" she asked. "No, ma'am," I said. "I don't negotiate with thieves. I deal with the law." She opened a case, number 9-3-4, C, and gave me an email for the theft unit. Clara sent the videos, her message short and sharp. Then I called the county sheriff's non-emergency line. A deputy took my report: theft of services, trespassing, property damage. "Don't touch the trench," he said. "It's a crime scene now. Don't talk to her." That was my plan. We sat in the dark, our house like a tent in a storm, waiting for the law to move. 2 days later, I found a neon green envelope under my truck's wiper. HOA logo, a cheerful tree over a hill. Inside, A violation notice in fancy script accused me of breaching Covenant 14.2, obstructing community utilities by locking my breaker and outlets. Fine, $600, due in 5 days. A second page declared an emergency bylaw, 2023, E2, citing grid instability caused by Evelyn's tap, to make my home a utility hub, forcing me to share power or face $1,200 daily fines. Clara read it, her laugh bitter. She's stealing, then writing rules to justify it, she said. It's illegal, I replied, sipping coffee. An HOA can't override state law or the power company. That afternoon, Evelyn showed up with 2 nervous board members, her black sedan gleaming. Clara hid her phone behind books, filming. I blocked the doorway. Evelyn, I said flat. Her smile was all teeth, no warmth. Tom, we're here about your violations. No violations, I said. Just a crime you're trenched to my line. Her smile twitched. You're being dramatic, she said, voice rising. It's sharing, not stealing, for the community. I leaned in, voice low for the camera. I've filed with the sheriff and the power company. They're investigating. Her eyes flickered panic, then anger. You went outside the HOA? That's another violation. Theft's a crime, Evelyn. Sheriffs handle crimes, not your pink slips. She jabbed a finger at me. Remove those locks, or I'll lien your property. I didn't budge. You've got nothing but lies. I've got case numbers. Her board members stared at the ground. Get off my land, I said, closing the door softly. We sent the video to the sheriff and power company, along with her notice. The next morning, a power company truck rolled in. Mike, the investigator, shook my hand and inspected the trench, snapping photos. Textbook illegal tap, he said, shaking his head. He installed a digital monitor in the meter box, its antenna blinking. It'll catch any draw, even with your breaker off, he explained. Keep it off. Run the generator. Deputy Larson arrived, took my statement, and bagged the HOA letter. We need a warrant trigger, he said. How about a public inspection at the next HOA meeting? Use her grid instability excuse. I grinned. Her own words would trap her. We set up trail cameras, 1 by the meter, 1 at the trench. For 3 nights, nothing but deer. Then, at 2:07 a.m. on October 16th, my phone buzzed. The meter camera caught a figure, Evelyn's handyman, Joe, in a hoodie, cutting the meter seal with wire cutters, a fake seal in hand. When the monitor's red tamper light flashed, he dropped everything and bolted. Clara backed up the video 3 times, 1 to the cloud. I called Mike. He cut the seal. We got it on tape. He was already awake, checking the tamper alert. Felony tampering now, he said. Send it to me and Larson. The video went out, a digital dagger. The inspection was set for October 20th, 5 p.m., before the HOA meeting. We framed it as Evelyn's safety initiative. Clara rallied neighbors, folks fed up with Evelyn's fines for flowerpot colors or unshaded windows. By 4:30, 40 people stood on our lawn, sipping Clara's iced tea. Mike, Larson, and the county inspector, Mr. Daniels, arrived. Evelyn pulled up, red blazer crisp, thinking she'd won. Thank you for supporting my initiative, she beamed. I just nodded. Following the rules, Evelyn. Daniels opened my panel, revealing the illegal tap-thick cables clamped to the main lugs, bypassing safety systems, snaking to Evelyn's yard. The crowd gasped. This is felony theft and a fire hazard, Daniels said, voice like gravel. Mike confirmed the monitor logged $8,200 in stolen power. Larson held up a warrant, tracing the line to Evelyn's house. Her smile vanished. Ben did this, she shrieked. Daniels shut her down. This endangers the grid. He ordered her power cut. Mike yanked her meter, locking it out with a tagged plate. Her house went dark. Evelyn unraveled, accusing me. Daniels listed her fines. $10,000 for the tap, $5,000 for tampering, plus restitution. Larson warned of criminal charges. The board members fled her side. Clara dropped the truck tailgate, revealing a petition to recall Evelyn. Neighbors signed, 1 by 1. Mr. Jenkins, the young couple fined for their kids' chalk, the widow hassled over her shutters. Within minutes, we had 60% of the neighborhood. Evelyn fled, her SUV peeling out. Electricians fixed my panel and lawn, paid by the HOA's insurance. The board voided fines, rewrote bylaws, and apologized. Evelyn's house went up for sale, dark and empty. A month later, Clara and I sat on the porch, lights steady. Neighbor Dave dropped by with fresh cornbread. "Feels free now," he said. I nodded. "We just followed the law facts, photos, patience." Clara squeezed my hand. "Justice," she said, "not revenge." The scales were balanced. Our land was whole. But what do you think? Was Evelyn just greedy, or did she believe her own lies? Should we have confronted her first, or was going straight to the law the right call? How far would you go to protect what's yours? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories where truth wins out.